Zyroff here. Welcome to my new segment called
News of the Weird.
Well, this segment is all about, you guessed it,
News of the Weird.
I'll figure out where that voice is coming from. Each episode will focus on strange things I find happening on your planet, from paranormal events to just unusual news tales I find, and there are a lot of them. On this episode, we're going to focus on the Mandela Effect. What is the Mandela Effect? I'm glad you asked. The Mandela Effect makes us question our memories and ask, what is reality? The Mandela Effect is when a large group of people remember something differently than how it actually happened. It's a shared memory of something that isn't apparently true. Or maybe it was true, and now somehow it's changed. You humans seem to like top 10 lists, so let's get started. Here's a top 10 list of the most popular of these so-called Mandela effects. Number 10. Nelson Mandela. The name of the Mandela effect is named after, of course, Nelson Mandela. And the reason for that is that when he died in 2013, there was a very large group of people on Earth who believed that he had died in the 1980s. People were so sure that he had already died that they even remembered his funeral and watching it on TV. And some even claimed to remember learning about it in history classes and so on. I like to think the Mandela effect is absolutely real. We don't exactly know how or why it occurs, but there sure are a lot of those theories out there, and also a lot of shared memories that apparently don't line up with reality. Number 9. The color Chartreuse. When you think of the color Chartreuse, what color do you think of? A lot of people think it's a reddish maroon color, but you would be wrong. Chartreuse is a shade of yellowish green. This mistake is such a contrasting difference from reality, but it's a very widespread confusion that defies explanation. The color even gets its name from an alcohol with the same color, Chartreuse, which is also a yellowish green. Number 8. The Pokemon. Pikachu is probably one of the most recognizable of the Pokemon characters. Many people recall that he had a black zigzag tip on his tail. But the fact is that the tail of Pikachu is just all yellow. There's no black on it. Number 7. You know that android from your beloved Star Wars movies? Let me ask you, what color is he? I bet you said gold, right? Did you even know that he's not all gold? No, it's true. One of his legs was silver, apparently. And I guess it always was. I don't know about you, but I remember him being all gold. Number 6. Fruit of the Loom. I don't know about you or what kind of underwear you wear, but I'm a Fruit of the Loom kind of alien. I distinctly remember there being a cornucopia on that logo with the fruit coming out of the basket. It is for sure the way their logo was, no matter what you try to tell me. I remember it that way. But apparently I'm wrong. It's not correct and never was. Well, that's weird. I guess I'll have to go back and check my underwear logos a little more closely next time. Number 5. The Looney Tunes. The Looney Tunes are some of my favorite of your Earth cartoons. Who doesn't love Bugs Bunny and his friends, including that Wile E. Coyote? I'm convinced that one day he will catch that Roadrunner. But anyhow, did you know that it's not Looney Tunes like cartoons? That's T-O-O-N-S? It's Looney Tunes like music. I know. It doesn't make sense to me either. Number 4. The curious little monkey known as George. Curious George is a monkey from a children's storybook and a cartoon. But apparently, he has no tail. He never did. I know it seems weird to even think about. I would like to think that a little monkey who's getting into mischief all over a city would obviously have a tail. joke you never did. How do you remember it? I find it to be most curious, George. Number 3. Queen in the song, We Are the Champions. Do you know that song and how it ends? We are the champions of the world. Well, anyways, it doesn't actually end that way. It doesn't end with, of the world. It just ends with, we are the champions. This is a weird one. And for some reason, everyone sings it with that, of the world, at the end. Weird, right? Number 2. The A-Team. I found this old Earth show called The A-Team. I loved watching it, and I remember that the man on that show used to be black with a red stripe down the side of it. Did you ever watch that show? How do you remember it? Well, apparently it was black with a red stripe and a gray or silver top on top. I know, I couldn't believe it either, but it's true. Here it is in action even. Unbelievable, all of these Mandela Effects. And now for number 1. This is another one of those super weird ones that a lot of people seem to remember. Back in the 1980s, there was a company called Publishers Clearinghouse, and you could enter to win $10 million. Sound familiar? If you won, they would come to your door, and you'd be given a huge check. Many people seem to remember a guy named Ed McMahon as the spokesperson of Publishers Clearinghouse and be seen on camera with a microphone handing the check. But it turns out, Ed McMahon was never affiliated with the Publishers Clearinghouse. He apparently was with another rival competitor. But even then, with that company, he never was on camera as a spokesperson giving out the checks. How can so many people remember it differently? Now maybe this Mandela effect is really happening. Or it could just be a glitch in the Matrix, if you will. What's the Matrix, you ask? Seriously? The Matrix is a fantastic movie I discovered from your Earth year 1999. And it still holds up even now. More than 20 years later. It will have you questioning if you live in a computer program that's run by aliens. Not me, of course. But other aliens. You really should go back and watch that movie again. It's awesome. Well, that's it for this episode of
News of the Weird.
Bye for now.